Hi, I'm Sarah Silverman, and I want to invite you to Arena Stage this February to see my semi-autobiographical, semi-conscious, but fully enjoyable new musical, The Bedwetter. It's a story about growing up different from everyone else, the insanity of family, being a bedwetter, and a dash of clinical depression. In other words, it's about the year I was 10. The Bedwetter, February 4th to March 16th, only at Arena Stage. Visit arenastage.org for tickets today.
And I'd like to expose myself to an audience, Wally.
You haven't done that?
Well, not since the last time I've seen you, no.
They don't have to come.
I wish you told my first wife that. Well, for somebody that likes to stroke a bald cat, let me say something. Would you like to know how I make my nut?
I don't think so.
And now, Cheese Wits.
Well, look who's here. It's my biggest fan.
About to say, I'm your biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan. Your biggest fan.
That's what Facebook tells us.
Oh my God. Isn't that? Hey, go figure Wally's not here.
I mean, he figured it out last week.
True.
I wonder what's keeping him. Oh.
Together, we'll find out.
We're a minute early.
You ain't early in radio, you're late.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they've already brined the roads here. How about that? That means nothing will fucking happen.
Oh, are y'all supposed to get weather?
Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be ice.
Yay, good for you. Well, there he is. Look who's finally joining us. He's got the audio.
What's that?
No, we were just curious. You know, back in your radio days, did you have to get someone else to hit the network news for you?
No, I was getting tea.
Is that what you're going to tell your PD? I was getting tea. Somebody else. Mutual news.
You know, I had 3 PDs in my career. So that little thing you sent, Jess.
The article?
I didn't look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you look at it, Chris?
I didn't look at it.
Take a quick look at it.
I wish I could, Wally, but I'm driving a vehicle.
Well, did you see the title of it, Chris? Because that pretty much tells you everything you need to know.
Oh, God, now I got to go.
Except the author. Do you know that author, Jess?
I don't know the person who wrote it. The website is like they do music news and country. They have a blog they have a podcast, and they put out a playlist of the newest music in country every week.
Oh yeah, well that's been going on forever.
Yeah. So this article, and let's explain for our listener.
Which one, Schlein?
Scott, the article says that there's a new form of payola in which radio stations require artists to play free shows in exchange for spins of their music on the radio.
Oh, that's the old-fashioned payola.
Right. And that was my point in the text that I sent you guys, which was that this isn't new. This has been going on since radio started, probably.
Has anybody heard of Alan Freed?
Right.
So, but I want to call a little bit of bullshit there.
Oh, shit, Christ.
Well, the bullshit part is so I've done a couple of those shows. Jess, have you done a couple of those shows?
Of course.
Maybe in the city that I'm in currently.
Not ever. Most often, it's the record company that said, hey, how would you like to have this person perform for you?
Mm-hmm.
Not the other way around.
Right. With the expectation that you have to play the music to promote the show.
There's an expectation, but it's usually, it's such a weird. So when I read, sort of in my reading of the article, and I didn't read the whole article, I read to the point where I got to say, this fucking guy's never worked in radio. He doesn't know what the fuck he's saying.
No, like just the fact that he started talking about, how radio overplays music, and there is a specific reason that is done. And so it shows that they're not radio insiders at all.
No.
But the idea of these shows being Now, some people do abuse it. Some people do say, I'm only going to add this record if your artist does a free show.
Yeah. The biggest stations on the planet do that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, I even did that in fucking Fayetteville.
Yeah.
You know, Paula Cole, was just up and coming. And it was when the cowboy horse fuck song came, whatever that was.
Yeah.
Where have all the cowboys gone?
Yeah, that one. And the record rep calls and says, hey, Paula Cole will have to come to Fayetteville and do a show for you. And I'm like, who the fuck is Paula Cole? And I'm like, okay, we could, whatever. So, hey, just give me some spins in the overnight if you could, okay? I'm like, yeah, sure. And that's how it was done.
Mm-hmm. Now, we had some of those shows in Maryland and probably at every radio station I've ever been at. Sometimes it worked that way. Sometimes I would say, hey, I don't have a budget, but can you bring this artist to town? More often than not, they could work it out because they would have paid gigs on either side of it nearby. And we would take care of their hotel and their food. So it wasn't like they were getting zero, but they were not getting paid. And when I had the budget to do it, we put on our 4th of July show every year, and we spent tens of thousands of dollars paying the artists and the engineer, the sound engineer, and the everybody. Mm-hmm. But if it was an artist doing a free show, more often than not, it was an artist you've never heard of. They're brand new. They needed to build a following, and especially back then, there was no social media was not doing much yet for building those followings.
No, social media's purpose was for me to leave it on in the studio and Jess updating my status to say that I'm watching Say Yes to the Dress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's just good fun right there.
That's just clean family humor.
That's just good, clean family fun.
I was just, when I read that, I was just like, what this fucking guy.
But I'll also say, Wally, do you know who the Eli Young Band is?
No.
They might have been newer after you essentially.
I remember them.
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know them.
Before they had any hits, the record rep that they were with called me up and said, hey, they're doing a show in DC on this day and somewhere else the next, the day, 2 days later. And we need something for them that day in the middle. Do you have a place you could put them on a stage? And I went, I can figure it out. And we got a venue. We made it a charity event. So people got to see the show for free. But if they bought an autographed 8x10 for $5, that all went to St. Jude. And when Eli Young Band got on that stage, every person in the place was singing their current single along with them because we had already been playing it.
Mm-hmm.
See, but
that record rep, by the way, still brings artists to me today.
Isn't that the way the relationship is supposed to work?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the way it's supposed to work.
And it doesn't always.
No, but that's the way it's supposed.
Wait a minute, it doesn't.
The radio station tries to expose people to music and new artists, and the artist wants to be exposed to an audience. And
I'd like to expose myself to an audience, Wally.
You haven't done that?
Well, not since the last time I've seen you. No.
Well, okay. The part that really sucked about one of the other parts in that article that sucked is the way he wrote it. He wrote it like radio was just a fucking scam. Mm-hmm. Who was just looking to sell shit and take advantage of the artist.
Here's another reason we know that he's never been in radio. Obviously, this is beneficial for the radio station because they can sell sponsorships.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. It's and the artist, boy, they'll never sell an album or a record or a single or a stream or whatever the fuck it is now. It doesn't benefit the artist at all.
But here's the part of the letter. So the article includes part of the letter written by Tennessee Senator festering cuntbag Marsha Blackburn.
Yeah, you have. She is a festering
cuntbag, by the way. Festering cuntbag. Yes.
Cuntbag. That sounds oozy.
Bag of cunts.
She is a bag of cunts. In fact, let me just take a sip right quick of the cunt mug.
Let me just take a sip out of the cunt mug of my clitoral oil.
Mm-hmm. Here's the part of the letter that she wrote to the FCC chairman asking for this investigation of this quote unquote new form of payola.
Dear sirs.
She says this forced quid pro quo, which first of all, it's not forced. They are not forced. They don't have to come. And whatever. This
I wish you told my first wife that.
This forced quid pro quo applies to essentially all artists, regardless of their level of success. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Beyonce's not coming to do your show for free. Luke Combs is not coming to do your show for free.
Taylor Swift's going to be here at my house because I'm going to play her music on my whatever page, on my TikTok page. I'm going to play some of her songs, and she said she'd do a free show at my house.
As a matter of fact, the only artists this applies to are the ones who are still of the belief that radio is the only way to launch their careers.
Yes.
And in 2025, with 47, give or take, different social media platforms where they can expose their music to people, they don't need radio at all. Radio isn't playing new artists anyway.
I just think it's funny when you said quid pro quo. I can only think of fucking Mr. Chow in Hangover when he was trying to get a little. And he says, "Oh, you want some quid pro quo?" Who the fuck uses those words? Quid pro quo. What is time of the essence as well? I mean,
people who are trying to make it sound like it's something devious. There is such. It's just really aggravating to see people who fucking don't know it. Who do you think she has like a nephew or somebody there in Tennessee who's a writer or something? I can't get played anywhere because I won't do a show.
I don't think that even needs to be the case because we live in a city full of people trying to get their music recognized. And a lot of these politicians think that one of the perks of their job is to hang out with famous people. So it's probably fucking John Rich crying that he can't get his shit on the radio anymore.
Oh, you know what?
Well,
that would make sense after I've read a couple of things John Rich wrote recently.
Yeah,
he's a fucking whack.
A doodle.
Yeah, he is. He absolutely is. Look at how fucking fuzzy my hair is. My God. I look like a hedgehog or something.
I'll be right back.
Well, as long as you don't look like a bag of cunts.
An oozing bag of cunt. Chris, I think that the worst politicians in this country might reside in Tennessee.
It's possible.
That's fucking. Jess has the. And if we did have a listenership beyond one or two people, Jess might be in trouble.
Why? Because I said festering cunt?
Yeah, you might. This guy Trump, have you heard of him?
Tell me more.
And his brown shirted buddy, Elon. And by the way, the Five Guys, have you read anything about the Five Guys who travel around with? Yeah. The
literal children?
19, a high school graduate with, that's it. And then 19 to 25. These are the guys walking around.
Glad they have my social security number now.
Oh, you know they do.
I know.
You know these fucking guys have all kinds of people's shit. And I'm telling you that Elon Musk, I think he's looking to overthrow the fucking world.
You don't say.
He's like Mike Myers. He's gonna have his little pinky up near his mouth and stroking a bald cat.
Yeah.
Well, for somebody that likes to stroke a bald cat, let me say something.
Low hanging man, you are the master of taking the low hanging fruit.
You know what? I could take that as a compliment, and I will.
Listen, I would feel aggrieved if I put that out there on the tee and you did not take a swing.
Aggrieved.
See, I would be aggrieved. And so Okay, that's it. I wanted to say something political, but I don't want to talk politics at all because
No. Go ahead. This is the political portion of the program here.
It's just so aggravating. The whole. I posted something about Irving Oil when Trump said, "Oh, we're gonna put a 25% fucking surtax, tariff on Canadian energy and shit." Everybody down here uses Irving Oil. Irving Oil is a privately held, family-owned company in Canada. Irving Oil, Irving Wood. It's wood products. All comes right into here. Everybody heats with it. And they sent out. He hadn't proclaimed that for more than an hour before Irving Oil sent out an email to all of their customers. We're just passing on that tariff to you. Mm-hmm. Even if you pre-buy your oil, it's going to be another 25% more.
FYI.
Well. So now here's what Trump reminds me of. He reminds me of that fucking parent. No, he reminds me of the parent in Walmart or the grocery store who was walking up and down the cereal or toy aisle, and the kid's going, I want, and they're going, no, and they're putting down their foot, and then they give in, right? And the parent looks like a total bitch, and they just get walked all over. This is what happens to Trump every time. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm going to put this thing. Okay, we're going to ease it. Because he figured out you're fucking everybody, you dumb motherfucker. You're screwing everybody.
Well, now that we're going to invade Gaza.
Oh, well, I think his deal there is, I think he thinks Gaza will become his. The Gaza Strip.
Oh, yeah. He for sure thinks he's putting a fucking Trump hotel up there.
Yeah, he does. He thinks that'll be his piece of property. I love we don't want fucking people's criminals or terrorists in our country, but here's some terrorists called the Hamas, and we'd like to send them to your countries. We want you all to get together. I don't know if you heard any of that that press conference he had. We're gonna pull together 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different countries that have lots of. We're gonna build a beautiful place for these people to live. We're gonna take them all out of here. A little ethnic cleansing, anybody? Like, and then he said, and then we're going to take this and we're going to put shopping malls and what? This fucking guy is a nutbag. Mm-hmm. He's just a nutbag.
Trump. Wait a minute, Trump?
No, he's fucking fine.
Totally sane.
Here's an oldie but a goodie from Trump. I have to send it to your Facebook Messenger because God knows, it doesn't work on Zoom. But an oldie but a goodie on the way to you right now.
Why wouldn't it work on Zoom?
Well, because I can't. How do you send a fucking message on Zoom?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well,
what?
I think that might be too much for Wally.
Here's the chat.
Oh, there's the chat. Would you like me to put it here instead?
Yes, please.
Oh, Christ. Now I got to fucking find it again.
Because now I don't want to open up Facebook.
Oh, allow full access to library.
It's worth saying again, fuck Zuck.
Did you already send it?
Yes, I did.
By the way, I heard that we're not receiving packages from China anymore, so Amazon's going to go right in the toilet.
The post office already retracted that one too.
Oh, did they?
Oh, did they?
Yeah. And I don't know that it would have hurt Amazon as much as it would have hurt them a little, but Temu it would have really hurt.
And Shein.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But that's the place. That's where the fentanyl. Fentanyl does come from the southern border. By the way, Canada last year, they confiscated 34 pounds of fentanyl coming over the border in Canada. The U.S. Customs did 34 pounds. Mm-hmm. Southern border over 2,000 was like 2,400 pounds or some shit. I don't know. A lot of it comes in right through the fucking mail. Comes in through the fucking post. They did China. They just send it.
I didn't get that to Wally.
You see it? Oh yeah, I had that open. I didn't look at it yet. Let me get over here. It's still fucking loading on.
It's a picture that says Trump spends final days just rubbing his dick on everything in the White House.
That's all you need to know right there.
And it's probably from The Onion or Real Life. One of those.
It's from The Onion, but goddamn, we're living in the Onion world.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a fantastic a line that quack quack. Who is that? Who
Don Imus?
Yeah, Don Imus said about See, I can say that to Chris and bam, he's got it. He said about Saddam Hussein. It was one of the, just a great line. He said, Saddam Hussein was standing in the middle of the square, shaking his penis angrily at the crowd. It's just a great line. It's because you can see it actually. You could absolutely see that happening. I could see Donald Trump doing the same thing, shaking his crooked penis at the crowd. I can just a moron, just an idiot. Who, Chris? Did that come from the Onion?
Yeah, that was an Onion thing. Yeah,
so good. How long before they try to shut them down?
It can't be long. God damn it. I just got a notification on Facebook. That pisses me off. I was actually bought tickets to see a very famous lib, and it got canceled. And that's just disturbing.
Who's the famous lib you were going to see?
You were going to go see a lib?
Tuesday, March 11th at 7:30. Spend an evening with Henry Winkler at Montgomery College.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna go see that, and they canceled it.
Why did it get canceled? Is Henry okay?
Doesn't say.
They better not be fucking with the Fonz.
Oh, someone's going to fuck with the Fonz. You know, so this is what liberals have to do. Liberals have to take the same tactics as Republicans or conservatives. They have to fucking just be assholes. Just threaten everybody, show up and spit on people, throw dog shit at them. Do what the ultra conservatives do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you see the thing about the poor boys?
No.
Yeah. Is it the poor boys? Yeah, it's the poor boys. Is that what they called? Yeah. For some, all I can think of right now is a sandwich for some reason.
That's the po' boys.
The Proud Boys, not the poor boys, the Proud Boys.
The Proud Boys, yep, you're right.
The Proud Boys, a judge has taken away their right to use their name in marketing, the logo they have designed, as punishment for attacking the black church that they attacked 2 years ago. They can't even use their name on letterhead. It's so fucking fantastic.
That's great.
How fucking fun. Of course, that'll get overturned and Trump will do some fucking bullshit. You know, whatever it is.
Well, I mean, we seem to be operating without laws right now. So,
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It doesn't seem to matter.
I am for sure there's going to be violence in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And not, you know, like, not like resurrection but I think that people who think that they're, insurrection. Did I say resurrection?
Yeah.
Insurrection.
The insurrection.
That just people who are MAGA are going to think that they have some sort of Teflon shield against any criminal prosecution for any reason.
Yeah.
So if they're driving around in their fucking big truck or their little car or they're walking to the store and they think you might be a liberal, they're just going to do what they want.
Let me read you this post from a friend of mine, if I can find it real quick. Because
is it a Just Now?
Huh?
Is it a Just Now post?
It's from a couple of days ago. He said, so he's a veteran and he's got some injuries. Yeah. And so he doesn't walk super well for long periods of time, but he's been working on that. But anyway, he posted, while loading my groceries into the truck at Walmart, the car next to me pulled out and another car zipped into the spot. I saw that they didn't have a handicapped plate and figured they had a mirror tag. The 20-something-year-old got out of the vehicle and I looked over and didn't see a tag hanging from the mirror, so I figured I would be nice and remind him, hey, don't forget to hang your tag. You don't want to get a ticket. His response, I don't need one. Didn't you hear? You don't get fucking special treatment anymore.
Oh, for sure.
The fuck?
You know that's how it's going to be.
Yeah. And that's I bet you that same motherfucker was running around yelling, your body, my choice.
Right. Oh, yeah. I saw a young guy park over near my wife's office, and I didn't think anything of it. But now that you say that, it makes me think that's probably the same kind of fucking action. He just pulled into the handicap parking spot because it was right next to where he was going in to get a haircut. And it probably the same. He's probably about 20 years old. Not a, I didn't stick around. I wasn't really, I just paid attention to see, I didn't see a placard or a license plate that said it was okay to park there.
Mm-hmm.
I was just aware of it as I was pulling out. But it makes me think, fucking, you know what? Probably right. Because I had to stop. I saw how old he was enough because I had to stop because he just zipped right in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm fucking important and fuck you. And what I should have said is, well, hold on, pal. I am special. I'm still a white male. I don't know what you're thinking. I'm a white heterosexual male.
Aren't you
still very
busy
important.
being mad about Beyonce? Come on now.
Oh,
Jesus, I'm going through my fucking timeline of shit while you two are bullshitting. And just looking at some of these hardcore righties that I know, this one guy just writes, someone's been robbing the bank and stealing our money, and you're outraged about who found it on the security footage? Jesus.
what's he talking about?
What?
I'm guessing Elon finding the money that's been spent on government sushi and shit.
That whole thing where they spent whatever it was, $50,000 on condoms for Hamas. That's actually going to be my rock group name.
No,
one day.
that was not entirely true.
No, it's not true at all. That's what they said. But that didn't happen at all.
There was it. I don't remember the details specifically, but it was money that we contributed to, but we did not spend.
No,
all
it went
of the
to
money.
another organization because the U.S. Department of U.S. Aid, they give money to nonprofits who then distribute that money for causes that people come to them from. They're just a distribution sort of center. You don't go to that department. You don't go to USAID and say, "Hey, I need $50,000," and they go, "Oh, here's a check."
Mm-hmm.
No, they've got a few thousand national and international organizations that they give money to, and those people distribute it.
Mm-hmm.
And like a good government agency, they don't tell you how you have to spend it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a nonprofit, they said, "Here it is to further the cause that you guys pay attention to," and whatever that cause may be, whatever it may be. Women are, just to say this, and Jess, obviously, women are getting really fucking screwed right now.
You don't say.
You know what? Everybody's getting screwed. And even me, white heterosexual male, getting screwed.
You'll be fine.
Well, how I think we're going to get screwed is that we're going to be looked upon by the people who are getting screwed right in front of everybody. Blacks, Hispanics, gay, lesbian, women. They're all going to be looking at white fucking males and going, fucking pieces of shit. And so the rest of the country is going to look at white males like pieces of fucking shit. Hey, hold on. We're not all fucking, upper middle class pieces of shit. Some of us are, but most of us aren't. So I think that's going to come. That's going to be blowback that comes later. I think for white men, I think they're going to get that. The kids who are 20 to 25 right now, they're fucked when they hit 30. I really think they are. I think there's going to be, because all of this shit, this is all very cyclical. So a lot of in my estimation, a lot of the quote unquote woke shit was a little too far to the left. So there's a correction, but it's an overcorrect that's going on right now. But that stuff that was too far to the left was an overcorrect to the stuff that was too far right. They constantly fucking overcorrect. Just fucking get in the middle of the road, you dumbasses. Because whenever you overcorrect, you end up off the fucking side of the road. So just stop. But there's going to be an overcorrection, and people who are fucking people now will get fucked later. At least I think so, and I hope so.
I mean, if the whole place doesn't get burned down before then.
It feels that. It feels very tenuous.
It feels like the world is on fire right now.
It really kind of does. I mean, not so it doesn't feel like that in where I live. Like my neighbor's still regular.
Because you don't live in Tennessee.
Right. I live in a normal area. I live in,
it's a Tennessee state representative who proposed the bill to allow your president to serve a third term.
Yes.
And it is there is a bill on the books trying to get our airport renamed the Donna Joe Trump International Airport.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
My God.
It feels really fucking stupid to live here. And I don't want to move again.
Oh wow! I don't. I think it changes. I think this is a bunch of bluster right now. I think 6 months from now it's different.
I hope.
Jinx.
I mean, yeah. I feel like the Democrats in Congress have to fucking do something.
They got to fight. They've just got to. Well, Elizabeth Warren was at a rally last night or yesterday at the. You know what I'm thinking right now as I'm listening to myself talk. I'm paying way too much attention to what's going on. If I could, Elizabeth Warren was at a rally last night at the U.S. Treasury building, and she was.
Is that where Jasmine Crockett was too?
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't watch her. I didn't watch the video. I just saw a video where she was at some sort of event at a podium, and she was yelling about what we're not going to do.
If they all heard that, fucking Elizabeth Warren was just talking about Elon Musk was elected to nothing, and she was going on and on. Fucking someone's got to stand up, but who the fuck is? When I look and see, I'm really disappointed in Senator Collins here, our senator, who voted for the FBI director. Not the FBI director, the FBI director's boss. She changed it. I don't know how you can vote for these fucking people. I don't really condone women supporting women because they're women, or men supporting men because they're men. I condone supporting people who you believe in, and you believe in their platform and their direction. And I don't believe, because because Barack Obama was obviously a black man, you don't support him because you're black and he's black because you think you support him because he's the right guy. But I think she's supporting people because it's a woman. So, it's good. A woman's going to be doing. No, but she's a fucking ridiculous woman. She's fucking just not. Get a woman who's, if you want to vote for a woman, get a woman who's good and who's going to do the job right.
I only agree with you partially on that. I am for women supporting women. And I think it's a given. I think it's a given that you don't just support any old woman doing any old thing when you say women supporting women. But also, women do not have the same level of access to everything that men have. Men are the default, and women have to work a little bit harder to reach the same level. Therefore,
agreed.
I am for women supporting women just because they're women, and not necessarily men supporting men just because they're men.
What?
I know.
No, I'm for go for the person who's going to do the best job, not for the person who's like, I'm not going to fucking support a short, fat Irish guy just because he's short, fat, and Irish like me, especially if he's because he's probably a drunk and he's probably going to steal stuff. He's probably, just a bad guy.
Like
he's
you?
Probably eating all kinds of fatty acids. It's just the way. No, I think we get ourselves in trouble when we do that. I think that's how we end up. That's how we end up getting ourselves in trouble. Sometimes, is that DEI stuff you're talking about? DEI, yeah, that's what that is, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that, Chris? She's a DEI supporter. She's way more liberal than me.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't know whether I can stay on this call.
Yeah, guy who's going to go see Henry Winkler.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's the funds, okay?
So that's sort of was that a charge, or was there a cost, or was it a?
Oh no, that was a cost. Absolutely, it was a $45 ticket.
Oh, that's nothing.
Well, maybe to you, Mr. fucking monocle moneybags,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, $45 to go listen to the Fonz. Oh, come on.
Okay, but listen, I just saw. I was doing this story today for my music news. There was an influencer who wanted to go to Morgan Wallen's music festival, and she got scammed on some Facebook reseller page. But here's the part that I first thought was the scam, and it's not. And that is that these tickets were about $100 each, less than what they cost before the show sold out, at $2,500 a piece.
Ow.
Now, even for a 3-day music festival, who the fuck is paying $2,500 to see Morgan Wallen?
What music festival is that? Is that just a? It's not like the.
It's his festival. It's the Sand in My Boots festival.
My wife used to go to that one, the 3 or 4 day one.
CMA Music Fest.
What is it called?
CMA Music Fest. Fanfare.
It might have. Fanfare, yeah. My wife,
changed the name of it.
Fanfare. Oh, they changed the name of it. Yeah, she.
I know the one you're talking about, Wally. Woodstock.
Never cost $2,500 to go to Fanfare.
No, Fanfare. Most of the shows are free.
Yes.
I don't know. You do have to get tickets to the nightly shows at the stadium. I don't know how much those are. I think it was like $400 or $500 though for the whole 4-night package. Yeah,
the whole package is that to get into.
And then you could pay a little bit extra to get into the hall where the artists are signing autographs and stuff. They get into a booth and sign autographs, take pictures with you.
That's when my wife was head over heels for seeing Garth wherever he was, whenever he was. You know
who Andy Griggs is, right?
Yes, I do know that name.
Okay. So he is about to put out a new song, and I got to hear it the other day, and it is so good. And I was telling my friend who's working with him, I was saying, hey, let me get him on my show. And he said, okay, we'll work it out. And I said, he's not going to remember this. I said, but I hung out with him like probably 20 years ago. And he was a funny motherfucker. And so yesterday, my friend texts me and he goes, on a conference call, he remembers you. I said, shut up, he does not.
Really?
We hung out it was in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And it was on a deck, like a bar, like an outside bar at the hotel that he was staying at. It was me and him and the record rep. And he's got a pretty heavy Louisiana accent. And there was a woman next to him who said, you don't sound like you're from here. What, he is from New Zealand?
What, he is from New Zealand? So 20 years ago, in his career 20 years ago. I looked it up. His big hits were in like 99, 2000, 2003 or 4. So 99. So that was, and you were with him 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You were not with him that way. So, but that says something great about him.
Yeah.
That when, if you could have seen Jess do her little neck thing just now and her little twisty twist. But that says such great shit about him that when he was at maybe the pinnacle of his career, at the height, when his big 99 is when around, he remembers that shit when he was, when a lot of stars don't remember shit.
Mm-hmm.
When had you said it was his first album or his, he was just
I feel like this had to have been, so I think his first like 3 or 4 big hits were in like 99, 2000.
Yeah. So
and then he was, I think he was with Sony at the time, and then he left Sony. And so when he was coming around to my little radio station, he was with an independent label. And it was when he put out that song, If Heaven was a pie, it would be cherry. That one. That's what I've been walking around singing ever since this conversation came up. So it would have been when he was with the independent label that he came around and we hung out.
So that's even better.
Yeah.
Because then he's scratching.
But also, my friend might have been lying to me. He might, or Andy might have been like, "Oh yeah, I remember her," and not remember me at all. Like that's a thing that happens to make radio people feel better.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I get this distinct feeling that country artists are much more aware and much more appreciative of
yes,
that part of the career.
Yes
that they
and
have to
no.
do.
I think it really depends on, well, it depends on a lot of things. I will tell you that before Randy Houser got sober, I probably met him 10 times, and every single time he would say, I haven't met you yet.
Well, he was drunk.
Yeah. And then after he got sober, every time he saw me, he would go, Jess, how are you? So it really depends on the artist and their situation.
On where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in my meeting I've only met a couple of country artists, and they are very different from pop artists. For sure. They're very fucking different. Mm-hmm. They're just, or pop artists and the country artists and the people who are sort of on the edge, mm-hmm. Who are more like singer-songwriters. They're very different too. Mm-hmm. Singer-songwriters are much more appreciative of and much more respectful, and just pop artists are fucking assholes.
Yeah, for sure. And that becomes super clear when they cross over to country. And it's like nobody tells them ahead of time that things are done differently.
Right. Yeah. Hey, listen.
You ain't from around here, are you?
You're from New Zealand.
You one of them New Zealand motherfuckers, ain't you?
You're from out of country. Yeah. I get it. So what else is happening? What else besides our little hate of what's going on in our world right now?
Well, let's see. We put in an offer on a house.
Yay!
Oh, you did.
We did, and went to inspection on Monday and failed miserably. So we withdrew our offer.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was wrong with it?
Looking at another one at 6:00 tonight.
So what was the failures? Roof.
There was
no roof.
Crack in the basement.
Let me just pull up the report real quick because it was 70 pages long.
Oh, those fucking inspections, though, they are thorough. Because the one for this house was about that long, too.
Let's see here.
But it wasn't negative, mostly.
Yeah, this one had, let me make it a little bigger so I can see it.
How old's that house, Chris?
This one, 15 years old.
Oh, that's not old.
Let's see. The siding was burned up by looks like a grill. There is wood rot at all the doors.
Oh, shit.
The door into the garage, the frame is entirely loose and falling off. Shingles are coming off of the garage because garage is a separate building in the back. So the shingles are coming off the garage. There's water stains coming through the garage roof. There is, they say all the light bulbs in the house are overheating. I don't know what the hell that even means.
Oh, that means that wiring.
Yeah.
And rust and corrosion on one of the I-beams in the basement. Neither one of the gas fireplaces was working. All the stuff in the house was original to the house except for the kitchen. So it was a old air conditioning, old water heater,
Who built this fucking
HVAC.
House? Stevie Wonder?
That's what it sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
And the biggest thing is they use that, I don't know whether they've outlawed it down there yet or not, but this flexible tubing for gas instead of hard lines. Oh. And this flexible tubing that they have, they've got, so there's the main gas line, then one tube goes to the hot water heater, one goes to the HVAC, one goes to the dryer, which is on the third floor of the house, one goes to a fireplace on the second, one goes to the stove, one goes to the fireplace on the fourth level of the house, and the thing isn't even grounded. So, yeah. So I just fucking tinderbox.
Yeah.
And we're like, you know what? We got to walk the fuck away.
That sucks.
We bought a house. Yeah. Our first house we bought in, it was built in 1921. And the inspection on that house, it needed one thing, a handrail on the stairs going onto the deck. That was it.
That's amazing.
Everything else passed. Everything was fine. Everything was good. And it was good. I mean, we did a lot of work later on in a remodel and doing stuff, but the house was livable. Everything was fine. Only a handrail, which was a 2x4 and 3 screws. There you go. And that was it. I think it's changed though too, the inspections. It may be different too in your state.
Well,
maybe in Maine, you're like, oh, who the fuck
codes change for sure.
Well, the one we're seeing today was built in 17. I actually I went and looked at some new houses about 2 hours ago. And I don't know, the new construction just seems so shitty.
Yeah, doesn't it? New construction looks cheap. It doesn't look solid.
No. So I'm like, okay, this isn't going to work. So we're looking at this place built in 2017, has a 2-car garage. Same deal. So we'll see.
Well, good luck. I hope it works out.
Well, I hope so, because my time clock is ticking. I've got like 21 days to put that money somewhere. So
what happens after 21 days?
Or else capital gains. Capital gains,
baby.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's losing like 50 grand.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it works. I have been dealing with some bullshit contractors. And
are you still dealing with contractors?
I'm fucking tired. Well, not really, because nobody will fucking call me.
And this is still about your roof?
There's two different things going on. There's the roof. And yesterday I asked my friend for a recommendation for a different roofer because the last time I heard from my roofer was, and I eased up through the holidays because it's the holidays and it was too cold for him to get on the roof and do anything anyway. But I had started texting him like, hey, have you even reached out to the insurance company yet to like let them know that, you know, they need to reevaluate this because in order for you to do this work, you have to do this. And in order to do that, you have to replace the shingles, blah, blah, blah. And he didn't respond. And then I texted him on December 31st. Hey, looking for an update. And he said, I'm actually on vacation with my family right now, but I can call you. No, it was December 30th because he said, I can call you. I'm back on Wednesday, but I can call you tomorrow when I, can step away. I said, totally fine. I did not mean to interrupt your vacation. Call me when you have a chance. Didn't hear from him. The following week, I texted him again and said, hey, just checking in. Would love an update on where we stand with this work. Didn't hear from him. Texted him again a week later. Last week, I texted him and said, are you still interested in moving forward with this job? And when I didn't get a response, I called him the next day and I left him a voicemail and said, I'm not sure if you've been getting my texts. I really just would like to know if you are interested in continuing to move forward with this work or if I need to find somebody else. No hard feelings. Just let me know either way. And I didn't hear from him. I still have not heard from him. That was a week ago. So
when did you get so patient?
When I need shit done. Because me saying, listen, you fucking motherfucker.
Oh, I think you should say that.
He's not going to come do the job if I say that to him.
Maybe he will, maybe he won't.
This is going to be my suggestion to you. Get in your car, drive down to the Home Depot, find you 4 or 5 Mexicans, and get that job done.
Yeah, I need to do something.
Before they deport them.
The other contractor is actually a friend of mine, which is why I actually let this go for as long as I did. I have a finished basement that the HVAC does not go into. So there's no temperature control down there. And he said, yeah, he could do that. Quoted me a price. I said, that's fine. Let's do it. This was over the summer that I said, can we get this done? He said, yeah. And then a few weeks went by and I think I told you that he's the guy that like, he had his own HVAC company and then he kind of put that on hold to go work for the pipe fitters union so that he could get benefits and steady work and all of that. So he has a day job. And so he said, how about this day? Yeah, That's fine. And then he doesn't show up and I'm like, hey, what the fuck? And he says, oh, sorry, I forgot I had a doctor's appointment. And then we reschedule. And then he doesn't show up on that day. And I say, hello, what the fuck? And he says, oh, I got metal in my eye and it hurts like a motherfucker and I'm out of work for however many days. Okay, fine. And this keeps happening. Like every time he's supposed to show up, something comes up. He has to work late, blah, blah, blah. He finally shows up in like, I want to say the first week in December to do the job. And he also, I had asked him if he could look at my chimney because that whole situation with the metal touching the wood, whatever, he said he could do that. So he shows up, he calls me down to the basement. He says, I forgot that the wall between your garage and your basement, the stairs are right there. So I didn't get the right stuff. So I have to order the stuff. So I'll come back next week and get it done once the stuff comes in. He orders the stuff. He goes to pick it up. It's back ordered. But he just ordered it. He found it on Amazon. He's having it delivered to my house in 2 days, and he'll come in 2 days and get the job done. Nothing shows up from Amazon. Nothing shows up. Nothing shows up. Continuing to not show up. I finally call him and say, hey, it's right around Christmas when it was warm. Next week, before, while it's still warm, before the actual winter hits, can you come at least do the fireplace, do the chimney so that I can use my fireplace when it gets cold? Yeah, I can do that. Oh, and your parts came in. I got them. I should have told you. They're in my truck. Okay. And then repeatedly, supposed to be here, doesn't show up, doesn't answer my texts. Text me the next day. Sorry, got kept at work till 10 p.m. This happened. The floor flooded, the blah, 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 the this happened. They kept us at work overtime. I should be able to come Thursday. Thursday, no call, no show. Another excuse, something else has happened. Finally, like a week and a half ago, I said, I did the math. I looked at my calendar. I was like, it has been 180 days since I first asked you if you could get this work done. It has been this many days since I paid you half of the money up front so that you could go get the stuff that you needed to do. It has been this many days since you said, this was the whole text. I said, so please just let me know if you are able to do this job or for some reason do not want to. 24 hours later, he sends me a picture of his thermometer that shows his temperature is 102.9, and he's been in bed with COVID, and a screenshot of his text from that morning when he called into work. So theoretically, he's coming tomorrow. Nope, you got no sound.
102.9.
Was
he taking a shot of his radio?
Yeah. Wally, you got no sound.
That's WBLM 102.9. So here's the thing, right?
Wasn't that Kiss FM?
The thing is, what happened?
I said, wasn't 102.9 Kiss FM? 102.3.
2.3 was Kiss.
WBLM here is the blimp.
102.5 Kiss FM.
That's right, it's 5.
So the thing is none of that stuff pisses people off until you just don't fucking put them in the loop. And give a call and say, listen, I knew I said I was going to be there today.
Yes.
I cannot make it.
Yes.
What the fuck has
if you
happened
knew
to that?
at 5 o'clock this morning when you were calling into work that you were going to be in bed sick all day, why couldn't you send me a text too that just said, I'm fucking sick. I'm not going to make it.
Yeah. I've got the vid.
Yeah.
So I can't make it.
Yeah.
I've got the vid. I can't be there. Because then when they do that, it just makes you think, oh, you know what, brother? I could fucking hold the thermometer over a matchstick too and make it say 102.9.
Mm-hmm.
That's a ridiculously high for an adult.
Yeah. I think that's what it said.
I didn't even know you got a high temperature with the vid.
I didn't either. Although I think...
Oh, I did.
I think the... Yeah, I think the symptoms kind of vary a little bit for each person.
Oh.
Yeah, 102.9.
I'm not buying. Of course you got to buy it. I mean, what else can you do?
And he's a good dude. Like one of the reasons I haven't just said fuck it and gotten somebody else to do the work is because I know he's not going to fuck me over price wise.
No, but you have to do so. So we have a company that does our furnace. I used to do it myself. I used to fucking clean it and change the filters and put a new eye on it and new electrodes on it. I used to do all that shit. But I don't do it anymore because it's just like, oh, fuck. It's just kind of a pain in the ass. It takes me about an hour and a half to do that work and clean the lines out and shit. It takes the professional about 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It costs $200, $225, but he shows up. But he shows up because it's a chain. It's a chain company. It's called Air Serve. They show up. The fucking guy who does it on his own, fucking, it's so hinky. Those guys are hit or miss. You might have to find one of those, chain ones because they live and die by doing a good job and reviews. The guy who does it for buddies and friends and has a little fucking van with his name on the side of it, he doesn't care, and no one's gonna be looking him up on Yelp.
Yeah, that's true. When I was talking to him yesterday, I said, "Hey, didn't you say you knew a roofer who could get this shit done?" Because I said the roofer I've been working with is less responsive than you, and he goes, "Oh, that's bad."
Okay, so you had a sense of. I'm just shocked that you had any sense of humor about any of this, and that somebody's not dead.
At this point, like, it's not going to get me anywhere to cuss anybody out. And at least with him, I can say, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
I won't say that with the roofer, but with him, I can say that.
Yeah, I can't even. Yeah, I don't put up with that shit. Like you, I don't put up with it. But I also have stopped using I know a guys. I know a guy is just no longer somebody I use.
This guy has been doing, he was doing, the only reason I know about him is because he was the I know a guy for my landlord that I bought my last house from. And so he came and fixed, he replaced the furnace in that house. He did any kind of HVAC work I needed over there. And he was on it. He was there. He was dependable. This is the first time
what's changed in his life? Has he got a
probably that he got this other job.
That's probably,
yeah.
He's got his benefits job now.
Yeah.
The one where the guy says, "You're staying till 10, motherfucker."
Yep.
And the other thing is when you have that other job with benefits, you got a paycheck.
Yeah.
So your only paycheck isn't the one you go hustle.
Mm-hmm.
So you're his side hustle, Jess.
Yep. Basically.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I guess what it comes down to is you're the side hustle. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, you're the side hustle. He doesn't have to. Before he had to because that's how he made his nut.
Mm-hmm.
Now and now you have to tickle his nuts to get him there.
Would you like to know how I make my nut?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm a little feared of having you even get near that subject.
Even for this show.
Yeah, even for this show, it's scary. You're right.
It is pretty pathetic, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't want to. You know what, Chris? I don't want to. How's Jenna doing?
Oh, she's swell.
Yeah,
yeah.
How's her relationship with Kyle Hitler?
Oh, yeah. Let's not forget that. Why are they calling him Kyle? No, honey. No, that's hot. It's not what they're saying.
Told one of my friends that he laughed. Oh, goddamn. Kyle Hitler.
It was, that might be one of like a hipster name, 4 generations away from Hitler, perhaps. Hey, man, this is my boo, Kyle Hitler.
Hey, boo. I wonder if there's anybody who's got the name Hitler in this country.
I would doubt it.
If I was born with the name Hitler, I would absolutely fucking change my name.
Yeah.
You know what? Just for fun, real quick, let's go ahead and go to that 100% free people search website. And I'm
Go to the
going to
white
type
page.
in the last name Hitler.
Hitler.
And let's just say, I don't know, District of Columbia. Yes, there's somebody in Rockwall, Texas
Wow.
Oh, well,
with the last name of Hitler.
they probably changed their name to Hitler.
Well, their first name is STCYR.
STCYR.
Uh-huh. And then there is another
Oh, Saint Cyr.
Saint Cyr. There's another Sire Hitler that lives in Washington, D.C. Let's take a look at what we can find about Hitler. Lives in Rockwall, Texas, but has a 301 phone number. How about that?
Oh,
From DC. Oh, same
That's
person
Maryland.
who moved.
Yeah.
Moved
look at
with his
that.
gay lover, Mr. Goebbels.
so he must be related to the one in DC.
Somebody check this out. Hitler at x-radio.com.
I'm not doing that.
No, because I'll get some sort of fucking pop-up.
Elon Musk will send some teenagers to my house to burn it down.
You are going to get some fucking shit now. And when he's sending you all kinds of shit. White power, white power.
Well, now let's see if there's a Hitler somewhere else. Okay. Hitler. Okay. And let's just say California. Just because it's the opposite of here.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Ooh, 63 records found. There's an Albert Hitler in Palm Desert.
Wow.
And
that fucking guy's already dead.
Christina Hitler in Fresno.
Shocked.
I'm shocked.
And then there's,
too.
look at that. Greg Hitler.
Greg.
And then there's Jenny Hitler.
Greg Hitler.
Oh, and Ivan Hitler in Kissimmee, Florida.
Yvonne
So, yes,
sounds like a Hitler. That sounds
There
right.
are
Wow.
people named Hitler.
The things you learn on Cheese Wits.
Greg does not sound like a Hitler name, but Yvonne does. I believe the Yvonne. The Greg, I don't know.
All right.
Greg, can you imagine? Greg Hitler. Sandwich over here. Greg Hitler. 2 creams. I can't even. I would change my name if my name was Hitler or Goebbels or any name associated with the Nazi fuckers. I would change my name.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, it's the Wally Hitler Morning Show on WROR.
Could you imagine that?
Oh, my Lord.
You guys, I got to go do the next thing.
It's Wally Hitler.
Hey, it's Stalin, baby.
Oh, Wally and Stalin and Hitler and Stalin in the morning.
Hitler, yeah, Wally and Stalin. I like that even better.
Yeah, that sounds better.
All right, you guys.
All right, y'all take care.
All right. I'll talk to you
gonna be
next
okay?
week.
All right. Kyle says goodbye.
Bye.
That's pretty fucking good.